Hello and welcome to the Kill Set Podcast. My name is Luke, and today I have the pleasure of talking to the Adelaide legend, Mr. Luca, aka Mr. Glasshouse. How you going, brother?
What's going on, man? For those who don't know, we just recorded 5 minutes of audio that my mic was off. So this is take two.
Take two. We're going it again. The second time the charm.
Yeah,
we'll nail it out.
Third is unlucky. So
Third is unlucky. Let's not go to those territories, dude. Congratulations on your 2019. Had a massive year. 6 albums, 5 singles. Mate, where does all that inspiration come from? Like, how do you get all that work done?
So essentially for me, like, I found that music or making music by myself was the greatest way of self-care or greatest mode of self-care. So like in terms of just like a process to keep my mental health on track, to keep those sorts of things on track, I just make music because I'm someone who's like quite, goal oriented. I like doing things that have a start and a finish point, and that gives me something that I can focus on that's completely arbitrary. Like the Glasshouse is the thing, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of the world, but it's just something that I can channel and focus energy into instead of thinking about work or whatever's getting me down or something like that, and I can just focus and enjoy myself and have fun and just escape.
Yeah, and with those releases, how do you do all that work in such a short period of time? Like, what's your creative process?
So I guess like a lot of the albums like take different shapes. Like some of them will be completely, based off me remixing old soul from like the 40s, 50s and shit like that. And so that'll be me sitting down, chopping up samples, tinkering them, changing the mix and things like that. And if I'm on a creative roll, I'll just sit down and I'll make shit until I can't look at the computer anymore.
Yeah.
So I can, make 10, 14, 20 songs in a night.
That's insane.
Just because I go, if I'm on this roll, then it all has one sound.
Yeah.
And I can mix it all in the same night and like my ears tuned to what's going on. But then if sometimes I step out of that creative bubble of that project, it fucks with it. So I try and just do it when I'm feeling inspired. Yeah,
strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sick. For those who don't know, who hasn't listened to Glasshouse, how would you describe your style?
Lo-fi hip-hop sort of thing, I guess. Like, it takes a lot of different shapes. So, like, some albums are, like, really inspired by, like, Madlib, that sort of MF Doom, where you've got, like, Rock Marciano, West Side Gun, like that. Samples just being looped, and then that's a song.
Yeah.
Just minus, I don't have any raps on it. But there's that, and then there's the other stuff that's more like, you think lo-fi, like Ginseng, Jay Dilla, like that sort of lo-fi where there's like a hip-hop beat, there's a bass line, there's a groove to it, there's stuff like that, but it just all fits under that hip-hop umbrella, I guess.
Yeah. And what was your highlight of 2019?
Yeah, I was also saying to you earlier, that collab with Nelson Dialect that was able to line up, that was, so for those who don't know Nelson Dialect, he's so a guy from Adelaide, and he lives in America. Makes a living off music. Dude's an absolute legend, humblest guy. I reached out to him and I was just like, yo, bro, like, I've got a beat pack for you if you want to try and do some shit. And he was just like, yo, I like these beats. Let's do it. Yeah, that shit was so wild to me because that was like someone that people in Adelaide hip-hop idolize, and Australian hip-hop like should idolize because his pen game's immaculate. What he's done for our culture has been amazing. So to have that lockdown was impeccable. And also, the one I forgot to mention earlier in the first take, a dude, Claz, who's also another Adelaide OG. We've got stuff coming this year. He's been performing one of the songs live, and it's always dope to see when I see him.
That's sick.
Is
it hard to reach out to artists or, people in general to say, hey, like, check my stuff out?
Initially, it was so bad. Like, I hated doing it because it's, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's pride or what it is, but like having to just, I don't know, go, hey, could you please check my shit out? Because I don't know, you see YouTube comments or you see and it's like, I look at that and I go, nobody's going to check your shit out. But it's like, I had to really get out of that mind state and just let the wall down and go, I'm starting out, I really have to do this.
Yeah.
But what's been good is that connections have facilitated through that, and then through friends and shit like that. And also another highlight, I almost forgot, my man Wi-Fi Pimp, shout out to Western Sydney, he and I performed in Melbourne in July.
Yeah.
And that was so crazy because like he and I got to meet for the first time. We like chilled and went to a hip-hop show, we got kebabs, it was the best night. And then we played the show the next day. It was his first performance as Wi-Fi Pimp, and then I DJ'd for him, and it was all love. Like, it was the best weekend. And yeah, he and I have got like a tape coming out this year as well.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, that'll be sick.
So you're not slowing down with the production in 2020?
No.
Putting the foot down?
No way at all. Yeah.
That's
and
sick.
Being on holidays has been hard because I haven't been able to make beats in like about nearly a month. And
Really?
that's really like fucked with my head. Because I put the laptop in the carry-on bag.
Yeah.
But I thought that's kilos that I could be,
Yeah.
using for polo instead.
Yeah,
So
yeah, of course.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, but I think it's good that you've got that itch and that burn to get back into producing again, and you don't want to burn yourself out after such a big workload in 2019. So, gotta take the break, let the batteries recharge, and be eager to get back into it. That's sick, dude. That's so sick. What's the goal for 2020? Like you've just announced, there's a few little things coming out.
Yeah, so there's the stuff with Claz. I don't know if I should have said that. Keep it on the hush. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah,
No, so the stuff with Claz is happening. The tape with Wi-Fi Pimp's happening. And like while I was away in America, I was just like writing notes.
Yeah.
Like I'd see shit and I'd be like, that's a song title, like, or I want to make something that sounds like this. I was in this area. I was inspired by either seeing this thing or this particular sound of this area. And like I want to get back and sort of like funnel that into something, because like that whole sample based thing of like sampling soul and like that 40s music and shit like that, I want to go back and do that again as well. So I don't know, just be like flying by the seat of my pants, I guess.
Yeah, that's sick. Do you want to do more live stuff?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know, have I ever told you about the live first show story?
No, I haven't heard that one.
So dreadful.
Oh really?
Yeah. I had this dude messaged me on Facebook and was just like, oh, do you want to come out and play a show? This was in 2018.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, man, like I had no idea where the venue was. It was like an alleyway in Chinatown in Adelaide, and it was around or near Chinatown, and it was there. And I had no DJ gear, like nothing. I hadn't prep whatsoever. I was just making shit on this old laptop that I've had since like 2011. It shuts down if you move it.
Wow.
It's archaic.
Yeah.
But then like I just went to this thing and I basically queued up a whole set list, and like I faded all the tracks and like mixed them in FL Studio. So like I made it so I literally stood there. Yeah. Right. I pressed play in front of the laptop and I stood there and I was like, for like 30 minutes, and it was like the most weirdest, like embarrassing experience. But it was that thing that I go, well, the first experience and show is now over.
Yeah.
So, but then like the Melbourne show that did with Jackson, like was so sick.
Yeah.
Like it was so sick. So it was good to have that experience that was like a year later and we leveled up, That's sick. Yeah, jump over the first hurdle. You tripped over the first show a little bit, but regain your feet, and that's sick. It was mainly just friends that watched me anyway, so it was like, didn't really matter. What's some inspirations? Is there any artists that you go, fuck yeah, that's a cool sound, or is there just bits and pieces that you grab from everyday life? It's a combination of both, really. Yep. So like my older cousin, who he used to DJ in Brisbane, like in the 2000s, he moved back down to Adelaide when I was like a young teen, and my mum like introduced us, and it was so wild because he put me on like so much hip hop, even like garage and stuff like back in the day, and was like, yo, check out like Jay Dilla, Pete Rock, like MF Doom, Nas, like, and there's all these different sort of rappers, producers, and that definitely inspired the creative, I guess, flair and shit. And then I guess the combination of that and then buying records at this Adelaide hip hop shop called Clinic 116. That's sick. I used to buy like a record there every week. Yeah, like that inspired, I guess, a lot of that sound. That New York 90s thing is like my bread and butter. So yeah, that's definitely sick. That. You've got a few different projects going. You got that garage EP album? Oh well, yeah, it was like 14 songs. So it counts as an album for sure. I guess so. Shout out to there's this dude called Lee. His Instagram's @ugly.main on Instagram. He did the cover art for that. Big supporter, friend, love to him. So that was just a thing that I was like, I really want to try and make some garage, and like I did, and it turned out pretty cool. Like it just took me forever to get the will and drive to actually put it out, because I made a drum and bass like sort of project as well, and
Yep.
I'll put it out under the PoloSportBoz name, just because it's like it's nothing to take seriously. It's just
Yeah. Fun.
if people like it, people like it. If they don't, it's on Spotify. You can think it's shit. It doesn't really matter, you know.
Yeah, no, that's sick though. And it's cool that you're not confined to a certain genre. Like you can find inspiration and go, oh, cool. Like I want to make a garage. I want to do, drum and
Yeah.
bass. I want to. You can you got the freedom to do whatever you like. You're not penned into a certain genre.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's sick, dude. What do you use to create your music?
So my old archaic laptop had like a cracked version of FL Studio. I think it was either 10 or 11, and I was using that for like up until last year.
Really?
Wow. And then I said to my cousin, like, he had like an old computer.
Yeah.
And then he helped like rebuild it and fit it. And
That's sick.
I was just like, yo, here's some cash. Set me up a computer. And then he helped me out. And then I got like the new FL Studio on that. But FL Studio is the king.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, I've played with FL Studio a little bit, and so sick to play
Yeah.
with all the plugins and stuff that you can use.
and you can sit there and you can like make something in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
So sick. Do you use MIDI controller or?
No, I don't have one. Like I had tried, like I reckon when I started making beats, like I was with a friend and like we got one of those little, I reckon it was like $100 like little just
MIDI.
beat pad.
Yeah, beat pad. Yeah.
Tried out with that, but then I never bought one like for myself.
Yeah.
It's something that I'd like to do because I like could sit down on a beat pad and just like it's a whole nother art and talent like of recording and like quantizing and getting all that shit correct.
Yeah.
But no, I'd love to do it though.
That's sick. So what do you use now? Do you use like a deck or?
Yeah, literally just the computer.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So it's just mouse and
Keyboard.
tinkering around, and like if I engineer my own sounds, it's like in terms of like keys and shit, I produce like most of my own drums like just through separating the kit and like doing it that way. But in terms of the actual samples, like the keys and shit, a lot of that like I'll download samples and stuff like that. Oh yeah, like making my own like keys and stuff like that. You can like set it up on a whole. They've got the keyboard on the computer screen.
Yeah.
So like it's not difficult to do. It's just knowing chord progressions and that sort of thing, which that is for me is hard because I'm terrible at musical theory. I play in a hardcore band, like we don't know shit.
If it sounds good, it sounds good. But yeah, that's what you want though. Like it's that pure raw sound. It's not like like I played a G sharp, I got to play an F after it, or you just whatever sounds good you run with.
100%.
That's sick. That's so sick. And how long does it normally take to create your music?
It really depends. Like if the vibe's right on a beat, like I sometimes like I just have a thing that I go, if I'm making songs that go for like a minute, 2 minutes, I can sit there and just do it in like probably 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
But that probably shows like in some of the quality of the songs, like there's not much song structure, it's just like a beat in a loop for like a minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Fade in, fade out, like pretty rough mix. But that's just, like I got a sound and an energy, I capture that, and I go then onto the next one, onto the next one. But it's like, if it's something that I'm focusing more on, like that garage thing, it took me like 8 to 10 months to do it, because I made it and then I'd listen to it in the car and I'd be like, nah, that wasn't right, the drop's got to go here, this has got to sound like this, and I was so fussy with mixing it. Yeah. It's like that took forever. But like a lo-fi thing, I'm not that fussed with, so like comes a bit more natural. Yeah. And the hip hop comes more natural, but yeah, it sort of depends, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that lo-fi sound is very dependent on that looping anyway. Yeah. So once you get a good layout down, you're like, cool, I can just loop this, like you said, for a minute. And you're like, sweet. And if you want to put something over top, you can, but it doesn't. It's not. It's more the feel base.
Yeah, like even all those like those playlists on Spotify and shit where it's like
chill,
lo-fi all the songs in there are like a minute, loop. 2 minutes, and it's just a loop. Yeah, and it's like I can listen to that and I'm like, oh, I could have made that in 20-30 minutes. Yeah, and it's still fresh. Like it's but I guess that's the flavor, that's the style of it. Yeah,
and so again, you get drawn into it, and then you're like, oh, it's kind of like a rolling tide. Like you just get sucked into that loop, and you're like, sweet. Yeah. calms you down, chills you out. So yeah, it's so
100%.
sick. So sick. How did you get started making beats?
I was like 15 or 16, and I think I was in year 11.
Yep.
And I'm like, what am I going to do for my musical
Yeah.
like project
Yeah.
sort of thing? Making beats was something that I'd always, I guess, wanted to do, like being just a young hip-hop fiend. But like I just hadn't had the tools. And then like my music teacher, through him and then a friend of mine at school, like we were just obsessed with hip-hop. He helped us out a lot in terms of how to do shit. And I made a beat album for my musical. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called in SA. It's not HSC, but like I made a musical album, and then like, well, the one in year 11, like I made a couple beats, and then like we rapped on like some other songs. And it was so bad. Like I was listening to it, and it's so cringe. But you know, it's funny. But then in year 12, like I made a beat album, for my project. And
That's
I've still got it, and like I listened to it, and it's so bad.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think like that's when it started. Like it was 2013. I've been doing it since then.
Shit.
But I didn't put
7 years now.
Yeah. That's fucked. But I didn't put anything out until like 2017.
Yeah.
I think because I was so insecure that it was something that I did.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you tell people that you make music, and then it's like,
yeah,
I don't know, people have an expectation of what it is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but then I was at a point in my life where I was just like, why don't I just fucking do it?
Yeah.
You know, and so I did, yeah.
What have you got to lose? Like,
exactly.
Just put it out there, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. And who makes your album art? Like, you got some pretty cool...
Me.
You make it all?
Yeah.
That's sick.
There's one guy who did it. He did one... Hold on, I'm actually...
Yeah,
let me divert to the Discog real quick.
Cut it there.
So looking through, so I've made... So in terms of all my solo art, I made it all.
Yeah.
The PoloSportBoz thing, my friend Ugly Mane Lee, he did it.
Yep.
And then the collab tape with Wi-Fi Pimp, he did the cover art for that as well.
Yep.
That's just, he's got like a crazy art style.
Yep.
And he's really meticulous, and like I froth that.
Yeah.
He like makes his own like individual custom little symbols. He made like the polo horse, like, you know, the Ralph Lauren logo, but the dude had like a scythe, like weapon thing.
That's sick.
And like, dude's crazy. But yeah, all the Glasshouse shit I just do myself.
That's sick.
But Lee did one album art for the Glasshouse for me, which was the Dismal Dream album that came out in like April. He did the art for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's so sick. And it's cool that you keep it DIY because it's, you know, it's yours. Like the music's yours, the artwork's yours. So
yeah, because sometimes like the feeling to put out an album can take forever, but then sometimes it could just be spontaneous.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at home and I'm like, yo, it's going to be this. This is what the songs will be if I put it out now because the vibe's right. If I sit on it, it'll never be put out.
Yeah, you'll lose
you
it,
know?
lose the spark.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so sick. Is there an artist that inspired you to get into making beats?
So many, man.
Yeah.
But I reckon, like, if I was to think, because I was thinking about it earlier, like, in terms of that sort of question, and I know there would be so many artists that I'll forget to, like, mention.
Yeah.
But my favorite, well, I guess, like, my two hip-hop songs that I put on, and I'm like, this is the best beat of all time. So, Madlib produced this song called Robes, and it was on, like, the Freddie Gibbs Madlib collab album.
Yeah.
That beat, just that song, every time I hear it, it like puts me in a trance state. And it's like, ever since that album came out and I put that song on, it gives me that same feeling. So that song, that producer, and then definitely, so this track by Domo Genesis called Game Breaker that Alchemist produced. Oh, it's just deluxe. Like, it is so good. Like, it's just like dusty, but it's like crisp. I don't know. Like, it's such a vibe though.
That's sick.
But like all those artists, and then like Rock Marcianos of the world, like Willie the Kid, like they have this swag in the beat that it's like, it sounds like counting money. And like it's just so dope to me. Like it's so good.
How did you get the name Glasshouse?
There's that saying, those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
That's sick.
Because I was trying to think of an artist name, and I was like, that's kind of fresh, you know?
Yeah.
And I just sort of ran with that.
That's sick. What's next for you, man? Like, you got a whole bunch of stuff coming out in 2020.
Yep, like the collabs with a few Adelaide artists. There's one, so Goodness Grace by J Mel's is out now, produced by me. You got the video
Sick.
for it, and shit, dude, is so dope. Like, that's out. So like Wi-Fi Pimp and I have like a collab tape, Wi-Fi House, that's coming out. We've got a couple
Sick.
tracks out already, so check them out. Yeah, there's like more shit with other artists and stuff that's coming out. I guess when I get home, like before I went away, I was like, I want to put out everything that I've got, so then I come home and it'd start fresh. So I guess just go home and
Start fresh.
start the new wave.
Where can everyone find your stuff? Like, it's on Spotify. Where else?
Spotify, yeah. Spotify, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, all that sort of thing.
Sick.
Can go locate it there, yeah.
And everyone can find you on Instagram.
Glasshouse.adl. PoloSportBoz is the other one.
Yep.
Yeah, the Glasshouse is the more, I guess it's a more artistic, serious one.
Yeah.
PoloSportBoz is me shit posting,
Yeah.
but it's like, you know, it's all good, you know.
Yeah, that's got a bit of fun. You got to have the serious side and the fun side.
Yeah, I'm
The
like,
yin and the yang.
here's an artist-specific page, and then here's where I just talk my shit.
Yeah,
So that's
that's so sick. Is there anything on Facebook, or is it all Instagram?
yeah, there's a Glasshouse page on Facebook, but like I don't really post on it heaps anymore because I uninstalled Facebook and shit's beautiful, man.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Insta world, Insta
Just
Spotify.
don't need to read people's essays.
Yeah, true.
You know?
True.
So yeah, did that, and life's
A
peachy.
little bit-
Yeah, so I haven't updated it in a while, but yeah, you can follow it on Facebook.
Any shout outs?
I got a few actually.
Run through all my man.
So the top two men, Wi-Fi Pimp, Ugly Mane. You already know what it is. Biggest supporters, collaborators, friends, fucking sickest cunts.
That's sick.
Sickest cunts. Wi-Fi Pimp, West Sydney, man, right there. But like for Adelaide, like Nelson Dialect, Klaz, Lord Loeb, who like he recently bought Clinic 116.
Oh, sick.
Revamped it. He's got like his own shit that he produces as Delicacies. Well, that's his Deli Records is his label. Delicacies is his producer name.
That's sick.
Cunt is so dope. And Vintologists runs out of there. Shout out to them. What else for Adelaide? Klaz and Terrace Co. Shout out to them. And then also going across the pond to the States, a dude called Clever Schemes, one of the dopest producers out, and he did a promotional video for me when the Nelson Dialect tracks
Oh, fuck yeah.
happened. Dopest guy. Like, he is so sick. Shout out to him. And this guy Jay from Jers. He's a dude from, I think, New Jersey. I hope I got that right. Jay from Jers. Yeah, that would make sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah, he's so sick. Shout out to him. We haven't really got anything coming up, but like,
But shout out.
dude's just the sickest cunt. His music is so fresh, so like, go follow him. But I guess that's about it for now.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Polo.
Yeah. Shout out Ralph Lauren. Shout out Killer Set, the man,
Fuck yeah.
and his brother, who's been sitting watching. And just anyone who fucks with the music, fucks with your podcast, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Thank
shout
man.
outs to this cunt, you know?
Thanks, man.
Nah, appreciate it, bro.
No, I appreciate the fuck out of you guys, man. Like, you doing your own thing, and you know, the hardcore stuff that you do with Warpath.
Yeah.
And
Oh, shout out my band. Yeah.
yeah, shout out Adelaide.
Yeah, shout out Adelaide, all the hardcore cunts back home.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Fuck yeah.
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Fucking hell. Fuck.
Thank you so much, my man.
Thank you,
so
brother.
much. No worries at all. Guys, go check out Glasshouse, check out Warpath, check out PoloSportBoz. There's so much good shit out there on Spotify and Bandcamp. Get around your local artists, get around, go see a live show, go listen to their shit on Spotify, go buy their fucking merch. Yeah, the scene would not be where it is without guys like Luca, without people like you guys watching. So, get out there, support your scene, support your artists, have a good fucking time. Fuck yeah.
Support your scene.